Hey guys, and welcome back to Big Loss Official, the most star-studded strongman channel on YouTube, I am sure, because today, as you can see, I am joined by the three-time world's strongest woman, Rebecca Roberts. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm not bad, thanks.
World's most casual woman. But I finally managed to get you on. I know you've watched some of these before, so you know the first thing we have to do is watch your Big Loss big introduction. So here we go.
The reigning three-time world's strongest woman, Rebecca Roberts, is returning to the Arnold Strongwoman Classic for her third appearance. Rebecca also holds the title of Europe's Strongest Woman and is a four-time national champion. And while she's proven her pedigree on the world stage, the Arnold's is a title that so far has eluded her. Coming into the 2025 season more determined than ever, can Rebecca add the Arnold Strongwoman Classic champion to her already long list of accolades?
It's nice, isn't it?
That's
Nice
so
little-
sweet.
Nice little reminder of everything you've done so far. But talking about that, the fact that you obviously you're three-time world's strongest woman. Now, the women's side of it is so strange because unlike the men's where it's a little bit more predictable, it seems a different woman wins every strong woman competition. So do you go into the Arnold's thinking, well, like I have a world title, I am the world's strongest woman? Or does that create a little bit of internal pressure thinking, I'm the world's strongest woman, I have to perform here at the Arnold's?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, it kind of helps me to know that there is a different winner in every competition and it isn't as dominant by one person like it is for the men's. But the Arnold's tend to never really be good events for me. I wish they would shake the events up a little bit more and have them more kind of like typical strongman-y style because that's where I excel. I just come to the Arnold's just to kind of have some fun and hope that I kind of get better at the events that I am lacking at to be more well-rounded.
Yeah. And speaking of which, you have a new coach. So you've been working with Loz since the Rogue Invitational. How's that been? Obviously, I mean, you know, you don't have to pander to me because I'm his wife. I'm Team Liz. I have my own athletes that I worry about. So you can be honest with me, Becca.
Honestly, it's been so much different, like in a really good way. I feel like I'm starting to kind of lay the foundations now to become a better athlete. It might not show 100% by the Arnold, but our goal is like long term to kind of like break down all of my weaknesses and kind of come. We've got a long-term plan for the next year or two to come in like the best strongwoman that's ever been. And my goal now long-term is to kind of work with Loz to do that. I know that I have underlying weaknesses and it's going to take some time to sort that out. But I am excited about the potential for the future with Loz.
Yeah. And you say that word potential, like you've achieved so much with still having those weaknesses. And I think like you've won 3 world titles on potential almost, you know, and what's possible. I know Loz is super excited about you and what the future might hold. He said on our live stream the other day, 2 years of solid work, and he truly believes you'll be the best strong woman we've ever seen.
That's the plan, hopefully.
You're so meek and like, yeah, maybe.
No, it's definitely a goal that I have. Like, my main goal is to be regarded as the strongest woman to have ever lived. And it's something that back in the day, like Paul, when obviously Paul was alive, he was the one that kind of instilled that into me. And the belief, I very firmly believe that your coach needs to believe in your goal as much as you do. And that's what I really like about working with Loz, is that he believes that I can do that as well, as much as Paul kind of believed it. So it makes me excited, and it makes me kind of like, yeah, excited for the journey for the next year or so to really kind of iron out the weaknesses and just come in solid.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's talk about the horrible Arnold events then. So this starting with the max. I know we have to. Starting with the max elephant bar deadlift. Now, you've given us some entertaining moments on this lift before. I'll never forget. And honestly, not judging, I'd do it too. You got that lift and you were like, haha. And you're like, so a little bit more refined and strategic this year, Becca? Was that last year? Was it the year before?
No, it was the year before.
And
And then for my third lift, I've just like gave the slowest, like sassiest negative that I've ever given on an over 600-pound deadlift.
You're going to rep it.
Let's not go that far.
No. But how's deadlift training been going? What are you hoping to be able to pull next week? It's next week now.
Deadlifts have been very up and down this prep. I've been going through a lot, and it's not something that I want to kind of make public, but behind the scenes, to close family and friends, I've been going through quite a lot over the last couple of weeks, which has kind of affected my head a little bit. But I had a really positive deadlift session yesterday. It's like my final heavy session, so I'm excited now for deadlifts. I'm not thinking that I'm going to go in and beat Lucy and Andrea, but I'm going to go in for damage control and hopefully kind of get top third of the pack in deadlift. My raw deadlift has always kind of struggled compared to my suited deadlift. I'm really good in a suit because I feel like it's just like a big warm hug. When I have to deadlift raw, I just feel naked. So yeah, I'm hoping for like top third and just really kind of damage limitation on that event.
Would it help if I gave you a big warm hug right before you went out for your deadlift?
Yeah, and a cake.
And cake?
Yeah.
I'll bring cake. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. There was a video not that long ago surfaced of me feeding you cake at a competition. Maybe
that's the secret.
Yeah, more cake. I'm bringing lots of snacks, so you'll be well taken care of. It's fine. It's fine. So moving on to event number 2 then. So you were here the other week doing some training for this one. It's the overhead gauntlet. Now, I know you were a little bit worried with the dumbbell because it's your competition PB, isn't it? 70 kilos. The stone press looks like it's not going to be an issue for you, and your log is looking better than ever. So you must feel quite confident like now compared to say maybe this time last year if you had the same event.
Yeah, definitely. Dumbbell, a 70 kilo dumbbell before this prep, I'd only ever hit it once. And I'd probably tried it maybe 10 more times than that and failed it. So it was like before the start of the prep, I was really worried about it. But every time I've attempted 70 kilo during this prep, I've hit it and very comfortably. So I'm really excited about this event now. And my log is feeling a lot better. I feel positive that I'm actually going to get a couple of reps at the heavier log weight, which is something that's eluded me at the Arnold's and the Rogue Invitational for the last kind of while now, is that kind of 120-ish kilo log in a competition. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a couple of reps in at that heavier log this year.
And that would be huge points. Like we were looking back and not many women have hit that big log. You've got Inez, Andrea, Olga, and Victoria, I think, are the only ones. So like no matter what, one rep on that's going to be big points, but a couple is really going to help you stretch away from most people. So, and then you will end day 1 on one of your favorite events. Well, I don't know, but it's one of your better events, definitely, the timber carry. So were you third on this last year? Yeah, I think you were third. I think Hannah Lindsay snuck in. In fact, it was incredibly close on time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Last year I did the Arnold's with a really bad glute injury.
Yes.
I crashed my car at 70 mile an hour. I think it was like 8 weeks out from the comp.
God.
And kind of doing an emergency brake on the leg that that pressed my brake pedal. It really messed my glute up. So basically I couldn't train really for that entire prep. Anything posterior train I couldn't do. So I was really happy to get a top 3 in that event at the time, because picking it up really, really killed me. So yeah, I'm looking to win this event this year. I know that they've made the frame slightly heavier, so I'm excited to kind of just...
Well, that might help separate you more because your grip is just probably unmatched, to be honest. Your grip is weird.
I think Gabby Dixon's got a great grip as well. So, but then she's not as quick.
No. She's not as tall either. She doesn't have like your stride. Actually, your legs aren't that long. We realised when you were squatting, your legs aren't that much longer than mine, and I have short legs. Very odd.
I know, I've just got a stupidly long torso.
Yeah. Weird. But it should be a really nice end to day one for you anyway. Like you were looking great on the frame at Loz's gym. That's a particularly nasty frame as well. It's got the width and the nasty handle. So, and you were looking really solid there. So,
and then I did some overcomp weight runs just last weekend, and then we're feeling completely fine. And that was a horrible frame as well.
yeah.
So yeah, the frame I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to go in to win that event.
Excellent. So that will bring us into day two, where you're starting with the big jerk. Now, this is such an interesting event, isn't it? Because it's so technical, and you're one of the ones that have adopted more of a jerking style. So how are you feeling? Have you done any more since we last spent time with you and you were doing it with Lars?
Yeah, so I hit 129 kilo, like 285 pound, quite easily at the weekend. Nice. So I'm looking to get that 135 bar. So I'll be really excited to hit that in competition, and I do think it's there. I just need to remember to actually jerk, because I feel like sometimes when I get to my top weights, my brain just like leaves the building and I just do a weird push press instead. So my cues before that is just to make sure that I split my legs and actually jerk the bar, and I think we'll be sound for the 135.
I think it's just such an unpredictable event, especially now they've brought in the whole 4 lifts that you're limited to, because now we have to think about strategy as well, don't we? Like where you start and where you hope to end. So, but it's an event that it would be so easy for even someone who's looking great to make a mistake on. So people can sneak in there, you know, who knows what might happen. I think it's going to really shake things up, unlike other overheads, which are a lot more predictable. Now,
definitely.
Another event I think will be really, really good for you will be the trial by timber. So it's a load into a drag. You're very good at loading. You're very good at dragging. Should be a nice rest event for you, Rebecca.
I hope so. I do love a heavy drag. And again, like loading, I'm quick on my feet. A lot of people seem to think in the past that because I'm bigger, I can't move, but I do kind of have twinkle toes when I want to. So,
hilarious legs.
So I can move, and I'm really excited about getting that event done. And obviously my body weight will really help with the drag. So I'm definitely going to be going in to kind of get top 1, top 2 in that event as well. And we'll see.
Hopefully it's a heavy drag. I know they give weights, but really it's going to come down to the surface that you're dragging on, isn't it? Like the weight's almost a little bit irrelevant. It's all going to be about that traction. And fingers crossed for you that it will be heavy, because then I think it's really going to play to your advantage, because there are some much lighter women there who are very athletic, but it's going to be hard to beat someone like you, I think, if it's super heavy.
Yeah, and historically with the Arnolds, they have made some of the heaviest competitions. So I am really hoping that it does turn out to be what they've said it is, and that the drag is heavy and it makes us fight for it. And I think it'll be a lot more entertaining as well, rather than just kind of people whizzing across the floor with the sled, rather than like really kind of grinding and fighting through.
Yeah. No, I think we're going to see a battle. We don't want a drag race at the Arnolds. It's not the
literally, it will be drag race.
Yeah. Yeah. We're ending you. Hopefully I don't have to do it, because it looks awful. The sewn to shoulder. Like, this is just so wildly heavy. 115 or 130 kilos for the women, isn't it? No tacky, little tacky towel for what it's worth. But so you were down with loss. You did get it to your shoulder a couple of times, but it's a nasty one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, give me a stone load any day and that's completely fine. Like, give me a 140, even probably if I peak for a 150 tackle a stone load. Like, I'd be 100% fine with it. I've got dyspraxia, so I really struggle with like muscle coordination. So learning a new movement, especially a new movement that I have to learn to go quite heavy with is really difficult for me. So it's taken me some time, but it has started to click now, thankfully. I drove down to Swindon for another session with Laurence just a couple of weeks ago, and that really helped. And then I've had a couple of one-to-ones with Jason Jones, who owns Spartan Atlas Stones. So he is like the king of stones, really, up in the north. And he's helped me a lot with my technique as well. And I'm definitely feeling a lot more confident with that event now than what I was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm glad, because yeah, you were like, fuck this.
I was ready to retire. I really was. I was like, no, this is horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. But hopefully then a much more positive finish for you and a really good overall competition. I know like yours and Los's plans are all sort of long term, but you want to get those confidence building performances in the meantime, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I've got the plan in my head of how I want it to go and what I want to do personally, like to achieve in the competition. The main thing for me that would kind of give me a really big confidence boost is to hit that log, the heavy log, and it's something that I'm really, really kind of looking to do. But yeah, I'm just excited to go and compete. The Arnolds is always a great competition. There's always like amazing fans going out to Ohio and just spending time with the Strong Woman family. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites to be at as well. I love the convention as well. And yeah, just the whole thing, the atmosphere at the Arnolds is really great. And isn't it nice? We learned that Loz is just commentating the men. So he's going to be out back in between, and that's going to take the pressure off me. So I was thinking, Jesus Christ, Rebecca's team Loz, I'm really going to have my hands full.
You really would. Between me, Andrew, and Erin, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not even including the men, but
No.
men are easy.
Well, no, the men are the hardest.
Pardon?
The men are the hardest. As women, we've got our shit together. The men apparently.
I don't know. Rebecca. You and Andrew are definitely the hardest. But it's going to be positive vibes, lots of cake, and positive thoughts also. So, no, we're going to have a great time. Now, before I let you go, you know how this goes. You've got a game to play with me. So yours, I know you were worried about quizzes and stuff. So I've done a would you rather for you.
Okay.
How nice. How
That's
nice. That's okay. And it's mostly all relevant. Like Loz threw in one question. You can guess which one it was. Okay. So first off then, no, it's nothing bad. Oh gosh. Okay. Would you rather add 20 kilos to your raw deadlift PB or 10 kilos to your log?
I would rather add 10 kilos to my log, I think.
Make you more competitive overall.
Yeah, definitely, because I think the log is where I kind of lose most points in my overhead. Like deadlift, especially in a suit, I can kind of keep up with like the best in the world, but my log, it'd be nice to have a little bit more on that.
Yeah, and to be fair, you guys, it's not often that you're not allowed to use a suit, is it?
No. Well, it is becoming a lot more often now with the Arnolds and Vogue both basically saying you're not allowed it.
Yeah, that's true. It's got to get stronger then.
That is the plan, Liv. That is
oh yeah, sorry. It's maybe the 120 PB. Ignore me. I'm just coach mode. Okay. Question number 2. If you had to, right? Loz is saying this is a must for your progression. Would you rather join a spin class or a yoga class? You have to go twice a week.
Yoga.
Really?
100%. Yeah. 100%.
With your dyspraxia?
It would be hilarious. It would.
Left leg, you'd be like this. Wait.
To be fair, I have been doing a lot more like yoga poses at the minute because I'm doing like rehab work with my sports therapist to try and like work on my hips. So I've been doing like little yoga and stuff and kind of sitting in the gym like a Buddha a lot of the time. And amazing. It's been quite fun. So
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
No. And send them to me.
I Have you seen, like, it's like an Instagram reel of like the Grinch in a yoga class?
Oh, I
That would be
haven't.
me. No, the Grinch screaming in a yoga class. Like, that is me. That's my life, and it would be so funny.
Grinch
Maybe we
energy.
should do a yoga class just for the fun of it.
We could make a video. We'll get a yoga. We'll do it privately. We won't subject other people to it. We'll find a little studio somewhere.
Doing the little town with dogs.
Amazing. Question number 3. Right. Would you rather win the world's strongest woman another 3 times or the Arnolds once? You could only have one or the other.
I'd win, right? I'd win Arnold once.
Yeah.
And then I'd win World's Strongest Woman another 2 times.
Oh, there you go. Fair.
Because I want my 5 World's Strongest Woman titles, but I also want the Arnold champion. So
does Donna have the most World's Strongest Woman titles? No. Is it Jill?
No, Donna has 3. Annetta Florschik.
Oh, okay.
She has 4 titles. She competed in the late 90s, early 2000s. So she's got 4 World's Strongest Woman titles. So that's why I want the 5.
Okay. Loz was frantically signaling to me, like, no, woman, you're wrong.
Okay, I know the history.
Sorry.
I thought you were supposed to be like the kind of...
I'm not as good at strongwoman, not the history of strongwoman. I'm not as good. I know. Do you know, my first proper strongwoman competition that I went to that wasn't like in a car park was the 2021 World's Strongest Woman. That was like my first proper one. But I've worked so hard to try and catch up, Rebecca.
I will teach you. I will teach you. I will give you personal one-to-one lessons.
Thank you. I will teach you about strongman because I bet you don't know the history there.
I do a little bit, actually, to be fair.
A little bit. I should have done a trivia quiz. No. Okay, where are we? Oh, here's a good question. McDonald's or KFC?
It's neither an option. Probably McDonald's over KFC. KFC, I just find it really greasy.
Downhill, hasn't it?
But McDonald's, I can cope with a couple of things on the menu at McDonald's.
You can stomach it. Okay. That was Loz's question, I'd like to point out.
Oh.
Thanks for your help, Loz. He's smiling and nodding to himself. He's very happy. Okay. Back to strongwoman. Would you rather train in your own gym, but you always have to train alone, or train in like a generic commercial gym, so say like a KISS gym or JD Sports with your training partners? So the limitations of a commercial gym, but you have your people with you, or no limitations, but you're alone?
I would probably like to train in my own gym alone. As long as I've got some music, I'm happy enough kind of doing my training by myself. It's like, I don't need all of the hype. Obviously, like some sessions you kind of do need if you're going for big PBs, but generally I'm happy just training by myself and kind of getting on with it with some music.
Yeah, good answer. Very good. All right. Would you rather, if Loz programmed it, finish each session with 100 burpees or a mile-long run? Can be on a treadmill or actual out and about.
A mile-long run.
Yeah, same. 100 burpees sounds like hell, doesn't it?
It sounds absolutely awful. Like a mile-long run, you can get it done in less than 10 minutes and you'll be fine.
Well,
to be fair, I used to like... What?
Did you might be able to? I don't know if I could. But...
I don't mind cardio and running, actually. I used to do a lot of running when Paul used to coach me. He used to have me on the treadmill quite a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mile-long run.
Solid choice. So if you're at a strongwoman competition that you weren't competing in, would you rather commentate it or referee it?
I would much rather commentate. I hate refereeing. Like,
Yeah.
I love refereeing, but I also hate it because I feel like people judge me based on, like, if I have to give somebody a bad call or like a no rep or something, people remember that. Like, there's a girl that comes up to me and she's like, "You gave me a no rep on my first ever deadlift at my first ever competition," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people judge me on how nice I am compared to how I ref.
You feel like people judge your whole character based on that.
Yeah, I'm a nice person and I want to give everyone all the reps, but obviously I can't.
Yeah.
And then it just makes me feel sad. So I'd rather commentate it and not have any of that pressure.
Oh, too nice to referee. How sweet. You actually are. You can be my referee.
Okay.
Actually, I'd probably be the one exception. You'd be like, no lift.
Oh yeah, like you are never getting a rep. You'll be standing there with your deadlift all locked out. I'll be there with binoculars. Like, is she gonna see some movement? Let's give
walking around
10.
checking my knees.
Yeah.
Are those glutes engaged? Oh dear. Right. In competition, would you rather have a max squat or a max deadlift? Both are raw.
Max deadlift all of the way. You have seen my squatting.
Yeah, but it's going to get better. We figured it out. It's going to get so much
We've
better.
not figured it out enough to be confident for a max squat in a competition, though. We figured it out for me to not look like the worm when I'm squatting. Give it a couple of years and ask me that question again.
All right, then. Okay, we will come back to this. I look forward to the day where you are one of the best squatters in the sport. I believe.
We will see. We will see.
Long torso and short femurs. I know you've got some dodgy hips, but technically you should be all right at squatting. Like, now that you've figured it out, like, you've got strong legs. What were you doing on that leg press? 400 kilos? That's my leg press that I use. So I know, like, because they're all different, aren't they? And I use like 3 plates. I didn't. You had like 10 aside. I was like,
so, you were so concerned about my safety. You were like, "Should we be okay?
Should we still be loading more on?"
I just remember you in the background, just like, "Are you going to be able to catch that if she fails it, Loz?" And I'm like, "I will not fail it."
It's not that I don't have faith in you. I was just getting worried. I was so impressed. Okay, your absolute final question then. Would you rather be on Team Loz or Team Liz?
Oh, there's no hesitation in that, Team Liz, 100%.
Yes, yes. And it's not personal loss. It's not for the coaching. It's a personality disorder. It's a personality thing.
Yeah, you need to be messed up in the head to be Team Liz, but that's fine.
You do. Yeah, I attract and home all the weirdos. It's fine. With the strength and unity.
Weirdos unite.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Becca, because I know you've had a lot on, but hopefully this has not been too stressful for you and a nice little bit of fun before we see you next Wednesday. And yeah, really excited to be backstage with you, feed you cake, and see you absolutely smash it at the Arnold's. So I am going to link your Instagram below. So anyone who's not following Rebecca already needs to go and follow her, check out her training. She's one of the better posters, I think, in terms of updating her social media. You don't do YouTube much anymore, do you?
No, like, I did have a YouTube channel, but it's just like, it's so much fast trying to kind of get it all done, as well as working full time and all the training and stuff. So that's
Instagram's a lot more convenient for that sort of thing. Yeah, that's fine. We will link your Instagram. And guys, if you enjoyed this, please remember to like the video and we will catch you on the next one.